Over the past 8 weeks, you've acquired a lot of new knowledge and insights about yourself. However, knowledge is just potential power. The power comes from integrating that knowledge into wisdom. And this is where you actively take action to apply what you've learned about yourself. What habits, what tools, what new insights you can benefit from in order for you to really live with intention, with purpose, with meaning. Welcome to anyone new to this video series. This is week 9 of the 90-day Reclaim You challenge, where we're covering 7 microtask activities in order for you to really take the time, pause, reflect, and really understand how you're showing up for yourself. This week 9, it's all about integrating the wisdom. And it's not about necessarily doing and acquiring new knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge into your day-to-day life. So, week 9, day 1, it's all about choosing what your forever insight is. Now, whether you have done the previous 8 weeks, I celebrate you if you have. If you haven't, and this is your first video, I will link at the end of this series, so you could go back and rewatch some of the other videos if this content resonates with you. But the main objective is about you slowing down and seeing what is the one insight that really resonates for you. It's something that you've actually really feel connected and you're applying on a day-to-day basis. And even if it isn't something that you're applying on a day-to-day basis, but you know it would improve how you're showing up, your day-to-day actions, then this is where your task, your micro task, is about writing it down, but not putting it in a journal, not putting it on a device, but actually writing it on a post-it note, on a piece of paper that you actually pin to your fridge, you put it on the back of a door or on the mirror in the bathroom when you're getting ready in the morning, that you can actually see that as a daily reminder. There is this saying, out of sight, out of mind, and that is sometimes what happens if we don't consciously make us remind ourselves what our intention is, what is the insight, what is the habit that we want to repeat. Then we actually get distracted, caught up. Life is busy and it's easy for us to sort of like fall away from what our intention was. The whole purpose of this 90 days is for us to really understand who we truly are. What are our authentic values? How do we show up for ourselves? How do we prioritize ourselves? So if you've not done the previous 8 weeks worth of work, maybe just pause and take some time and figuring out what is the one thing that if you did from today onwards would be a needle mover in your life. It would actually help you show up in a more authentic, genuine way, but you're prioritizing yourself. And put it on a post-it or on the fridge or on a mirror somewhere. Day 2, it's about walking the wisdom. Now, I've got another saying that I refer to as walk your talk. And this is where we have got values, we have got principles, beliefs that we live by. However, this is where knowledge, you can have a lot of knowledge, you know, and it resonates and you truly believe in it. But if you don't take action to convert it from knowledge and integrate it into your day-to-day life, then it is just hidden potential that you're not really taking the full benefit of. And this is where let's stop hoping and wishing that things would be different. We've got all the answers within us. If we slow down, tap into that inner wisdom, ask ourselves, what is the one thing that if I did, my life would drastically change? And then apply that into your life. So start taking action and following through on that. So start walking that wisdom. Day 3, it's about practicing the pause. And as I mentioned, life is really busy. We can get distracted very easily, whether it's our devices, whether it is interactions with people, whether it is our day-to-day working life or interactions with family, friends, and people that we see on a daily basis. We need to pause. We need to slow things down because we've all got the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use those hours is what makes the difference between the people that live a life that is authentic, that is balanced, that there is harmony and joy and fulfillment in their life, and those that are constantly rushing and busy and constantly chasing their tail and never feeling fulfilled and content, always criticizing for the 10 things on the to-do list that never happened. So this is about you slowing down, pausing, and showing up for yourself in the way that aligns with what your goal aspirations are. For me, it was about stopping the burnout, stopping the busyness, stopping the doing things that weren't bringing me joy, fulfillment, and contentment in my life. And I felt that I was constantly in that kind of hamster wheel. And by slowing down and being more intentional in all my interactions, but most importantly, tapping into what I need and therefore showing up for myself in a way that demonstrates that, yeah, I've got my own back. I'm there to support myself. Which then brings me on to day 4, which is about strengthening the self-trust. And the whole purpose of this 90 days about reclaiming the authentic us is about figuring out what are the actions that we take on a daily basis that demonstrate to ourselves that we're showing up for ourselves, that we're prioritizing ourselves. It's not about pushing people away and being self-centered. It's about filling our own cup, making sure that our energy, the way that the self-talk within ourselves, the way that we're there for ourselves is starting to be more authentic. Now, if we're kind and compassionate to everyone around us, but we are negative and critical to ourselves, then we're not showing up as our best version because we're pretending to the rest of the world that we are okay, when internally there is a constant battle going on. So this whole previous 8 weeks and this week is your opportunity to tap in. What is that self-trust? What is the one way that you show up for yourself that is providing the proof and evidence that when the going gets tough, you're not going to turn around and say, oh, it's too hard, I'm just going to give up and go back to the way that I was and be in pain and suffering for the rest of your life. No, this is you committing to yourself that it's time for you to really reconnect with who you truly are and how you need to show up for yourself. So, what is that item of self-trust? If you feel comfortable and brave enough, comment in the comments below and let other people see the kind of journey that you've gone on in this past 8 weeks and now into week 9. Day 5 is about anchoring the keeper habit. Now, throughout these 8 weeks, there will be micro tasks that you may have tried. Some of them you might have done more times. Others you might have just dabbled, dipped in or dipped out. And this is where it's about, if you're choosing what your forever insight is, if you know what is the kind of the intention that you want to sort of like have in all your interactions. And if there is a habit that is going to help you pause and take the intentional action, then that is the bit that you can actually create a reminder in order for it to start becoming more consistent. Now, there is a YouTube channel that I follow. It's a wonderful lady in Australia. She is an eBay book reseller and she wanted to start hydrating more. So what she did is she put a timer on her, an alarm on her phone, and every hour between the hours of 8 and 6 o'clock, she was actually getting an hourly reminder to drink water, because she would get carried away and caught up in our activities. And this is it, we get distracted, caught up in what we're actually doing, and we don't then have that conscious, even if we've got the water bottle in front of us, we don't necessarily stop and take the drink of water. Now, for you, whatever that habit is, it's about you creating that discipline and that constant consistency of you doing the habit. So it might not be drinking water every hour, but it might be that you're going to do some journaling in the morning or in the evening, or take some quiet time to just pause and sort of check in with yourself. How are you doing? How is my energy today? How am I feeling? What is my language? How am I showing up for myself? Is there something that I need to work on? Or is today a great day and I'm feeling amazing? In which case, take that moment to celebrate. So it's not just about the improvement and the things that need to be repeated, it's also about the celebrations of the small victories, the small 1 millimeter progress. Day 6 is about celebrating the quiet growth. Now, are you talking to yourself in a kinder way? Are you using different language? So rather than I have to and I should to, you start using I get to. See challenges as gifts and opportunities. Are you being more present? Are you becoming more aware? Are you being more intentional in how you're showing up for yourself and for the people around you? This is your time to sort of like do that reflection and maybe use some of that to then celebrate the kind of victory. Day 7, it's about sharing your wisdom. Now, in a previous week, I talked about starting to get that bravery where the stories that we sort of tell ourselves can actually shape how we actually show up for ourselves. But the way that we truly integrate wisdom into our life, it's about being able to share that. Now, I don't expect you to have a YouTube channel and do what I'm doing, because I'm using this as a form of reminding myself of the steps that I've been taking, but also then being able to reflect on months to come of the growth and the progress that I have made. But by teaching others to walk this path, to walk our talk, to figure out what is our wisdom and being able to share that, then that starts giving us the ability that rather than us playing small and not saying to people what really we truly feel and believe, then we're not authentically showing up from ourselves unless we're actually doing that. Now, I'm not talking about that you're going to go start sharing absolutely everything with everyone. No, you will decide what bits of knowledge and wisdom you're willing to share. And it's not about sort of giving yourself another task. It's the next time that you are with a friend and you are having a conversation and it touches upon a topic that you've experienced and walked a different path, you tried something different, you can share what your life experience was. All of us that are in our 40s and 50s and beyond have got a lot of life experience, a lot of lessons that we have gained. We have got a lot of wisdom that we've acquired. Some of things have been really helpful and beneficial. Others we've learned great lessons from. And as a result, we can actually share some of that with other people who can then take that on board. So when they come to make decisions and choices in their life, they have got another perspective. They've got some other input from someone that they probably deeply care about and respect, and that might actually help them navigate the challenge or the life situation that they're experiencing a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, and that is worth sharing the wisdom for. So, knowledge is potential power, but integrating the knowledge into our day-to-day activities, that is where it becomes wisdom. That's where it becomes lived experience. And there's a lot of YouTube channels where people have not gone and got degrees, but they have lived life. They've lived through difficult situations and they have learnt lessons. They've learnt tools, techniques, processes to help them navigate through that. And therefore, they're actually sharing that information. Now, likewise for me, I've been on this kind of coaching and therapy journey over the past 2.5 years. I'm celebrating today because I've got my clinical hypnotherapy certification. And this is where I've learned a lot of knowledge, but until I've started integrating it into my life, into the lives of my clients that I'm helping to impact. And now through this YouTube channel, I get to share it with you as well. So this is about applying that wisdom into our day-to-day activities. I'm going to bring it to a close. So if you've stuck around and this content has resonated, as I've mentioned, there's another 8 videos. So I'll link the kind of series here for you to sort of like, if you've not seen it, you can review it. I've also got a free PDF document which covers these microtask activities. It also provides some daily LinkedIn posts that I've been sharing with my network, and it's free. You can, all the details are in the description below, so you can send me an email and I'll be happy to share that. Now, we've only got another 5 weeks to go before completing this challenge. So if there's wins that you want to share, please put it in the comments below. And remember, there's always choices in life, so choose wisely and go out and seize the day. Have the most amazing day. Bye.